We brought our kids out here to have an experience at the farm today to see how things actually operate, to see vegetables, also to see some of the animals, and they got to see a cow and several cows, and they also got to taste the apples and see how things grow on the farm. And so I think it was a great opportunity to come. We would love to come back, and then we thank you all for opening your doors for our camp this summer.
But let me tell you, my name is, I'm Farmer Cindy. Say Farmer Cindy.
Farmer Cindy.
And where's the name of this farm? Come on, say it again. And it's right here in what city?
Jackson.
And where do most of us live where?
Jackson.
And we should be I'm very proud of my city and what we do. And you need to be proud of you and the city, and you need to help make it not just good, but make it what?
Great.
Come on, make it what?
Great.
And with all of us together, that's what we can do.
Make
okay?
Jackson great again.
No, not again. It's already great. Let's make it greater.
Greater.
If we eat an apple, what ingredients do you think is in an apple? Apples. You think they got any salt in there? The sugar that's in an apple is natural. You think they put in the phosphate in there? Okay, but what you think they put in hamburgers at McDonald's? You think it's just meat? You think it's just beef?
Steak. Tomatoes.
That's on top of it, but what's in the meat itself? All kind of stuff is in the meat.
Black stuff.
Huh?
Yeah, black stuff.
A lot of stuff is inside the meat that's not just the meat of the cow. Those are what they call additive ingredients that's there.
And so when you have a household where there's not enough income, there's not enough exposure, what you think the first thing mama's gonna take you to go get? A hamburger, because it's closer, and 9 times out of 10, she may think that it's cheaper. But unfortunately, in today, you're spending the same amount of money you spend at a grocery store that you would spend at a fast food restaurant. But now it's more about the convenience of it all. Because I heard a lady tell me one time, you don't want anything that the worms don't want. If the worms are not eating it, then you shouldn't eat it. And so today we see a lot of chemicals being sprayed on a lot of the fruits and vegetables that's being in these fast food restaurants, but the worms don't want it, and neither should we. So it's important to learn how to grow things on your own so you can know what it is that you do and what you're eating, and you can be able to help not just yourself, but your household and your community. So with that being said, I want to go ahead and start the tour. I want to show you guys what we have here. We can't really touch any of the veggies because you have to make sure that you stay sanitary, right? We have to make sure people eat this, so we can't put our hands on it and touch it, but I can give you guys an illustration and show you what it looks like. So as you see here in this first row, these first few rows, these are onions. I don't know if you guys can see it from here, but if you look closely, like right here, you can see the base of an onion. You can see it? And as you can see right here, I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is broccoli. Oh, yeah, here's an even bigger one right here. This is broccoli.
I thought those was collard.
Yeah, it looks like it, but you know, people cook the leaves.
They do?
Yeah, they do. They cook the leaves of broccoli.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and it tastes just like broccoli. And so they cut them up, they cook them. We have people who will come in when we out of broccoli at the farmer's market and just buy the leaves that we have left in the bucket. Yeah, and so everything, you know, it's all medicine, it's all edible, but this is our broccoli. And so this here, both of these are broccoli. We also have cauliflower, and cauliflower is what? White broccoli, in a sense, right? So both of these is that. And then we're gonna go down, because all of these are broccoli and cauliflower. And then we have here the tomatoes, right? So you guys can see here, we have like this right here. You can't really see it, but it's cut off, right? But it's actually like a line. And what happens with this line, water runs through here, right? Under the plastic. And this, what basically on a timer or so, it actually waters the flowers naturally, even when it's not properly raining. And now the reason why, if you notice, most people, this is called mulch. What you see, this is called mulch. Normally it's on the black side, right? But because of direct sunlight, the blackness of it could actually burn the base of the plant. So we turn it on the white side and we give the black side the inside, right? Because the black, in a weird way, it keeps it more cooler versus the white side. And then from the black side with the heat, it can actually burn the base of the plant. So what we do is, how we actually do it, of course we use a tractor and we get the soil to a place where we actually fertilize it and get it to a strong state. And we spin inside of this high tunnel here, which I'll show you guys, and we actually start to germinate. And germinate is basically when we take the seed when it's at its smallest level and we put it inside of the soil in these little small containers and let it catch root. And once it catches root, we come out here with like a long sticks. We do all this hard labor and we actually lay the mulch on top of the soil once we get it to a thick position. And we make sure that these are ran through there at the base of it, the bottom, so it can water. And then we put holes in it all the way down, 2 and 2, 2 and 2, all the way down. And then we come back when those plants have germinated and got to at least a plant size, and we begin to plant them there. And we let the earth do what it does. And then occasionally when we're having a drought with rain here in Mississippi, then the water is programmed under there to actually, water it. So I'm gonna lift this back a little bit and you can see the moisture here. You see that? Yeah. It's a little bit more, it's moisture there versus this soil here where it's a lot drier because of, of course, the sun. But that's what this is here. And this is what, is actually happening, why it's that color. Because one year we did black and it burnt the base of our plants so bad. And so we say, okay, we're gonna turn it around and let the black part give it the moisture and keep it cool when it's very hot. We have farmers here that love what they do so much that all of that is enjoyable. Like even myself, I enjoy coming out here and actually me and Mr. Will, and we are on 2 different rows and we're going through punching holes. And then the next day we may come back through and actually do the planting, where we basically, it can be as simple as that after we get the hole there, we just simply get the seed and drop it in the hole and close it up, move on to the next one. Now what we've come to learn because of the direct heat, that it's best to do that here in this side of the farm and also on the other side. You will see on the other side where we may have it this way as well because of, the exposure of the sun. So it's kind of like one thing about farming, it's like trial and error. As you do farming, you grow. As time changes, so do the farmer and his experience in it. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like the same thing. It's no guide to knowing I need to do it like this every time. It changes because next year, he may just have it on the other side or may have certain plants that he do like that. It just all depends. Yeah, so it goes with it. It's so uncertain, but it's an experience. We look at what we do here in the form of seasons. It's exciting, and that's the thing that keeps us going. It's something to look forward to in addition to helping the community, but this type of work, it's like something that we look forward to. We know this year, we don't know what we're going to see, right? This year here particularly, we've had so much uncertainty with the weather. It has affected some of the things that we normally do in the last 2 years or so, but we're getting exposure to other things, right? We're figuring out what to use, what we have, and make do with what we got. This is where we do all of the development of our babies to get them out there in the field. We do a lot of the germinating in here. It's a lot of weedy, but a lot of stuff up in here is extremely edible, right? Mm-hmm. So we have our mint here, and I'm gonna tear a piece and let you guys smell it. You probably can smell it from out there. Mm-hmm. But here's a piece, this is mint. You smell it?
It smells like mint.
It is mint. Yo, I do.
And put it in your water.
I put it in my tea. I'm a big tea drinker, so.
I have a question.
Yeah, you can eat it. Yeah. It's gonna.
It smell like Zudas. You can eat it.
Oh, you can eat it. You can eat it.
Yep.
Nausea, headaches, you just get a piece in your hand, rub it, and smell.
You smell, can eat it.
Yeah, you can eat it. You want me to see me eat it?
Allergy.
And so in here we have mint, we have dill, and we do a lot of our germinating. And like I stated previously, it's pretty weedy, but it's a working baby area where we let our plants feast off each other. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next high tunnel. And so in this high tunnel here, we have kale and Swiss chard. Now the Swiss chard is this right here. Swiss chard is a green. I'm gonna tear a piece so you guys can get a look at it. It's a green, and this is one of our plants that gets so big and very, very bold. And the thing about Swiss chard, at the base of it, it has some of the most amazing colors, from purple to orange, pink, green, you name it. And it cooks very similar to like, I would say like spinach. It cooks down it's a required taste depending on, your taste bud. I have to be honest, I'm speaking for myself, but it's very, very much, it's good for you. And we don't see a lot of Swiss chard in our community, in our area, or even how to properly prepare it. And to be honest with you, I think that's probably some of my reasons, not knowing how to properly prepare it, if I'm going to be honest. But Swiss chard is something that we sell a whole lot of at the farmer's market. It grows to get as about tall as this, and the stem gets even thicker, and people actually cut the stem up and saute them and cook them as well. And as I was stating previously, this right here is just regular kale here. This is regular curly kale. And one thing about kale is a super green food, but you have to be very, very careful with kale. You have to make sure that you massage your kale when you're preparing it, because kale is kind of like rough. So a lot of people literally, like, you see how I'm massaging this? They literally massage kale to get it to the place where you can actually get all of the support and minerals of the kale out of it. And so right here, this is also a crossbreed of, you see it's purple, and you have like this also curly kale. So Mr. Danny, which is our farmer back there, he did some creative work with some other kind of kale, another type, and he mixed it in with the curly kale, and this is what it was produced as. And this is what we call 1,000-head kale. So one of the reasons why it's called 1,000-head is simply because of how big it is. But it's also a very good tender kale. Honestly, it's more so my preference. A lot tender, pretty good, simple. Kind of puts me in the mind of the look of a collard green, to be honest with you. But the thing about it, you see that one in the middle? It gets as big as that, and the actual leaf itself gets about 2 times as big as that. I mean, huge. So huge that when we have it at the farmer's market, people can't even see the rest of our veggies and stuff unless they get there, because it literally gets extremely huge. And these are called 1,000-head, and they are really, really good, really good. So you replant? Yeah, you can eat those. You cook them down, cut them up. Yeah, absolutely.
Can I taste it?
Yeah.
Can I taste it?
I will. Let me give you a piece. And it's all about your taste buds as well. That's what it's based off of. It's like, it's your preference. Like I stated previously, as you can see, because of sun exposure, we have it white. But you see in those front 2 rows there, we have tomatoes, we have our sticks that's there to, of course, keep them separate, and so they can grow in, a condition where we're actually able to get them and pick them. And then in those other rows on the side where you can see the yellow leaves, can anybody guess what those are? They're actually zucchini and squash. Squash and zucchini. And the thing about squash and zucchini, it grows so fast, we can pick it one day and cannot pick it and skip a day and come back, and I'm telling you, every step, they're everywhere. And so this here is actually cabbage, and this, of course, is a tomato. So honestly, going back to what we talked about previously, them sitting there growing together like that may create something. You don't know, and, until something happens. But yeah, that's pretty much. And these are, of course, our tomatoes. And we also do eggplants. We do eggplants a little later in the season. So I'll say we do those around August. We plant them he'll probably start germinating them like now, but he'll actually put them in the ground, because we have a stage where we germinate, where we let it sit in that first high toner that I showed you guys, and we let them reach form, and then we wait till the temperatures and things, so we get an idea of what the weather looks like, and then we begin to plant. But I know one year when we did our eggplants, the eggplants ran from about July, August, all the way out until October. And they were still producing. And so one thing about our farmer here, Mr. Danny, he's really skilled in what he does. He's one of the only ones who I know can grow green vegetables in December in those high tunnels. This is one of our biggest cows. His name is Bingo. Say Bingo.
Bingo!
Yeah, you hear how he responds? Bingo! And so Bingo has, and in the back over there, there are some other cows. There's about 4 or 5. You can't see them because a lot of you guys are short, but they're over there behind. And this is
Bingo, no! Bingo! Bingo!
Call them, moo them.
Bingo! Bingo!
He said, leave me alone. And here's another one coming. The other one is coming.
What's his name?
BJ. And so you can, here they go at the end. They're coming down here towards the end, you guys. Y'all step back, because he's finna open the gate. So let's get off the gate for a second.
No. Yeah, we gonna get that pepper.
Because he hungry, he'll eat y'all. I'm just playing. He'll eat y'all. You see him? He's letting it go, y'all. He's letting it go.
That's the dad. That's
Yep.
the mama.
Yep.
And then the kid. That was big.
There they go. There they go, guys. Okay, now that's Big Bingo. You see him right there? That's an actual bull.
Oh. Don't get in.
You can't go in, bud.
Where's the actual bull?
He's at the end right there. He's really big. You see how big he is? And he takes literally, he debones all the food. This one right here, you see how mean he look? He eats everybody's food. We have to say, get back. He will eat everybody's food. He's the dad of everybody. You see how big he is? All right, you guys. I gotta get you guys. I gotta get you back. I gotta say bye, Bingo and Bingos.
Bye, Bingo.